Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Uh, ada one masuk lagi ya. So dah makan?
Dah, sir.
First class untuk this semester. Berapa orang kita? 14, baru 14. You all part 6
Ha.
Okay. Have everyone or anyone been with me before with another class?
Yes, sir. Jurisprudence.
Okay. Alright, good. Juris 1 or Juris 2? No, this semester is Juris 2, right? You're taking Juris 2 this semester.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you with me or with another group? I'm teaching. You all group apa?
E.
E. Mine is 531 DE. Yeah, okay. So I'm teaching 511, sorry, DEF. So berapa orang? 18. Berapa yang register pun saya tak perasan lagi. I'm not able to go into the system yet. But I already asked for the list of students. Mana ada lakinya, Allah. Tak ada laki dalam kelas.
Ada, sir. Tapi sikit je.
Sikit. Oh, Helmi ada. Okay, hi Helmi. Jadi Muhammad, siapa tu? Muhammad Al-Hafiz. Okay, good. Alright, nak tunggu Ustaz ya, kawan-kawan? Kelas dah penuh dah? The registration part.
Dah rasanya, sir. Belum.
Belum, masih buka lagi lah.
Lagipun sebab ada yang clash, dia kena tunggu fact daftarkan.
Oh, maksudnya ni elective paper kan?
Sir.
Elective paper. How many elective paper that is offered? Because I used to teach untuk part 3. Siapa yang under I dulu under industrial relations? Dia tak pernah dengan I industrial relations.
Pernah, sir.
Pernah? Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, berapa paper dia orang apa?
If I'm not mistaken, 4.
4, okay, good. Which is energy law, lagi? Insurance, okay.
International trade is
International trade dengan?
Intellectual property.
Oh, intellectual property, okay, good. So only 4 being offered, Yang ni 3 credit hours, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Merah 27. It should be like what? Kita ada 2 group. So if I'm not mistaken, it would have to be roughly about 50 lah. Okay, kita start now. Today is just an introduction of the paper and what is something some of you might not be familiar with me. This is the first time you're seeing me, right? Tak apa, we will start with that. Now, welcome to the class, everyone. Oh, I tak share my slide. Sekejap, eh. What makes you attend this or join this paper before? Yeah.
Because this is a compulsory subject after
Alright.
the AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh, I see.
Ah,
It is compulsory.
yes, we don't have any choice. So only energy law.
Ah, okay. I never thought that my paper is linked to another paper. Who taught you guys AI before?
Miss Nurus.
Miss Nurus.
Which is in part 3,
Part 5, sir.
part 5. Oh, right. This is a new development. I never thought that this paper is linked to another paper. I thought it stand on its own. So
Actually, it's not linked, but the only subject that does not have continuation is energy law. Another subject, insurance, it have insurance too, IP2. So for MI, there is no continuation, so we need to choose energy law.
okay. So because others, you are limited, right? So this is the only feasible way for you to continue lah. Because kalau ada IP1, mesti the continue with IP2. Since you don't took IP1, so you kena buat energy law lah. Okay, I understand that. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Good morning to everyone. I tak present lagi. Sekejap, eh. Okay, this session that we are going to do today is a simple one, hopefully, yeah, to introduce myself. Okay, number one, to introduce myself. And secondly, the more important thing is to introduce the paper, right? To get some perspective of what we are going to do this semester and what should you expect in terms of passing this paper, right? Or acquiring knowledge that over this subject matter, which is energy law. Now, I start with my background. For those who are not aware of my background, I'm a lecturer of this faculty for the last 15 years. Yeah. So if you look at my background, this one, 16 years. Lama. I've been with the faculty since 2004. Then if you look at my background, I'm a senior lecturer law, senior lecturer of law lah. And actually ini dah lama I buka LinkedIn. This is the position that I was in a few years back. Tak update ni, sorry. But my area of study was on energy law. Yeah, I did my PhD with UTM, Jalan Semara, and the area that I concentrate would be ocean governance. Yeah? Ocean governance, in particular to the renewable energy, which is ocean thermal energy conversion. We call it OTEC. One of these days, kita akan tengok, I will show you or you can go yourself dekat YouTube and type in OTEC, and then you will see what is OTEC all about. It is trying to produce electricity or energy, because energy is bigger than electricity, but basically to produce energy from ocean. So the depth of the ocean. meaning the differences between the cold water and the hot water temperature. We utilize that, plus positive and negative. You use that in order to generate energy. So there has been quite a number of research station that has been built in order to produce 1 megaton uh, megawatt of energy in order for to supply the human needs. Nowadays kan kita perlukan energy, right? Energy is very much in demand, so we try to venture into renewable energy, and OTEC is one of the renewable energy. So I did that under the sponsorship of MJIIT, Malaysian Japan International Institute of Technology, and Alhamdulillah, I completed that course. Dah tua pun, I recommend every one of you to proceed to study your PhD, to complete your PhD. Alang-alang dah kita dah belajar, and it was a good experience, a memorable experience. Then if you were to do PhD, then you start to realize that ilmu yang kita ada dalam diri kita is nothing, because the knowledge of God is so vast. We are nothing, because when you pursue your PhD, then you go deep and deep and deep, and then you start to realize, God, there's so many things that you don't know. But that is my background with ITM. But before that, I was and it's just legal advisor for Lapila. This is nothing lah. This is during my time. I was transferred to Kedah, and then I asked to be transferred back to Negeri Sembilan, and then after Negeri Sembilan, coming back to the faculty. That is another story. That that is the with ITM. Now before that, I used to be the senior executive with Auto Ventures Berhad. This is about the sales and stocks of and marketing of what do you call it, auto industries products. And then I was the human resource and admin department, handling purchasing, planning, and control department. This is because we are the supplier of Proton, so all the parts that Proton is being supplied by vendors. So I used to work with a factory before. Before that, I was the credit control officer with Syarikat Telephone Wireless. This is a company regarding telecommunication, doing collection and receivables. Before that, I was with Ericsson for 1 year. We also was looking at the account receivable, meaning collection department, following up on government contracts and things like that. And I was the legal clerk with a bank, which is not in existence anymore, BBMB Kewangan Berhad, for nearly about 8 years, doing the same thing, legal section and doing all this collection. Kalau kita tarik tu, then would be my area lah, doing legal, taking action. So background of study, I completed my PhD, as I already mentioned, with UTM. My master is with UKM. Then ITM. So my degree was with ITM. This one is, you can see, 1993 to 2000. So it took me 7 years in order for me to complete my degree. So 7 times 2 is 14. 14 semesters. Don't sorry. Okay. Ada ya? Hello? Ada kelas. Aku juga. Ada kelas. Ha, ada kelas. Ha. Tak apa. I get back to you within 1 hour. Okay, right. Okay. Right, sorry. Office telephone. Alright. So don't be like me. So it took me like 7 years to complete my degree. If you are not being told by me earlier in other class, so I'm the most senior student of the law faculty in terms of the number of years for me to complete. So don't be like me. It took me longer to complete. So hopefully you don't follow my footsteps. The thing is, that is about me. I'm married. I don't have kids. Already 50, I think 55 years old. Yeah. I think the same age as your parents got, uh, which is I think another 5 years to go in order for me to pension. That is about me, a bit about me. You can ask me any questions that you want to ask about me. Do you have any other questions that you want to, or questions that you want to ask about me? Okay, for the time being, tak ada ke no? So, right. That is about me. Okay. Now let's look at the, another thing is that I'm doing this form for attendance. Yeah. I think I need to do something about it. Since the video is being captured, then I think we can take this as a list of attendance. Yeah? Right. Let's move into the paper. Right. Law 692. This is I was asked by the dean to open up this paper in order for us to be upgraded in terms of the offering, the paper offering. Selama ini kita tengok paper-paper kita dah outdated. So since my area is energy law, so the dean has asked me to open up this paper as an elective rather than a compulsory paper. You look at the I will be giving you all this. I'll be giving you the syllabus. Okay. But before that, is it possible for us to open up one group?
Yes.
We have to establish that mode of communication, and kalau boleh kita nak appoint class rep kot. Anyone willing to be the class rep? Ada tak? Dah 33 Out of these 33, is there anyone who is willing, or any two who are willing to be the class rep and assistant class rep? Takut lupa because I need to do this before we start. Ada tak? Anyone willing? Any suggestion? Any proposal by any members after class? Ada tak? Can you suggest anyone?
Sir, I can be the class rep.
Siapa? No, Syafiqah.
Yeah.
Kamila. Okay,
Okay,
good. Thank you. Rather than forcing someone, it is better for us to like offer our service, right? So thank you Intan. No Syafiqah Intan pula. No Syafiqah. Okay, no Syafiqah. Since you need my phone number, do you have my phone number before?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you create the group. You create the group, and then I will be posting your materials, your syllabus, the articles, everything. I will be putting it there. And then kalau recording, I will be putting in the YouTube, but restricted in only for us lah, yeah. I will give you the link in order for you to access the recording. Like macam today punya session is being recorded, so therefore you can go back to get some clarification on the things that I said, in order for you to get to be more aware of what are the things that we need to do. Yeah. Right. Thank you, Syafiqah. Right now, you letaklah nama apa yang you nak letak, and then nak letak gambar ke icon ke, it's up to you. Right. Coming back, Law 692, Energy Law, asas kepada Undang-Undang Tenaga. This is just a foundation in order for you to get some information or bird's eye view of what is energy law. Yeah, what is energy and why law is to be concerned about energy. Okay, as I already mentioned, for those who are with me in jurisprudence, law has everything got to do with everything. Yeah, I think we have been looked down by people that we are not important. We are, learning law is just a waste of time. The law is already there. So what are the new things that we are to learn about law? Now that is a very basic flaws, or it is a wrong perception. Yeah, because law is everywhere. Law is about everything that we do. Yeah, any person who wants to do anything must invoke a law. Yeah, I'm not talking about scientific law. The law of momentum, law of whatever scientific law there are. But we are looking at the approval of the law itself, meaning the creation of the law in order for us to be able to do or not to do. Yeah. So our movement is being controlled by law. And obviously the subject matter of energy must be controlled by the law. Yeah? Otherwise, chaos, for the fact that whenever there is no law, chaos would follow. Now, this is offered for Part 6. The student learning time is 120 hours. So this is the one that is being set up by Kementerian Pelajaran. Is Kementerian Pelajaran or Kementerian Pelajaran?
Pengajian tinggi.
They keep on changing the names. So, okay, face-to-face is 28 hours. Non-face-to-face is 40 hours. So total for you would be 52 hours, equivalent to 3 credit hours lah. Now, as I already quite surprised with the pre-circuit punya courses, right? So obviously it is done, but you are being forced because you have no other options. Teaching period, this is something got to do with the Kementerian. They add another 3 weeks, say in the calculation. Okay, course learning outcome, that is the main reason. Okay, just now I mentioned about why, why we have to learn energy law, why energy law exists, because you need law to control every activities. And one of the activities that is very important in our current society, in current era is about energy, to be able to control. That is why we are studying that. And why we are studying that, because you are going to go out to practice, and this is one area that is expanding. It is a new area. It's not to say that it is a new area, but energy is being highlighted as the one of the most important elements for our survival. Yeah, we need to have energy. So we need, once we need that, so we have to have control over that. Uh, So course learning outcome, what is our aim in order for us to get from this paper? So by the end of the course, you should be able to apply your knowledge about energy law and understand the legal principle concerning energy law, whatever concept that I introduce you, or what are you going to learn on your own, yeah, in order for you to gather the knowledge. So you should be able to understand and apply, yeah, whatever principles or legal principles that we are going to learn. Secondly is you are able to, right. Secondly, you are able to display the ability to write or compose, yeah, in terms of answering problems. Yeah, you are able to show your understanding by virtue of the ability for you to write or to give answers. Yeah, normally we don't have a verbal what do you call it, verbal evaluation. We will do it in terms of writing. So most of your assignment or your group projects will be involve writing. Yeah. So that is our skill in order for us to uh, practice later on as a lawyer or any person who is in the industry, yeah, with legal punya background. You should be able to have the ability to write. Yeah. Once you know, then it's about writing. Okay. Then you are able to demonstrate the critical and analytical into problem solving. Yeah. It is not about describing what you know. It is also about settling problems. Ya, tak guna kita belajar, kita belajar just for the sake of passing the paper, just because you want to gain the knowledge, and that knowledge you are able to throw it out during exam, and then immediately after 1 hour or half a day after the exam, you don't recall the paper anymore because the task is done. Okay, this is a knowledge that hopefully to for us to be able to inculcate in ourselves, to develop, yeah, that knowledge in order for us to utilize it, because as I said, energy law is on the expanding on the you know the the law, the area is expanding. So you need to be able to get yourself aware, because energy is concerning everyone. Okay, you cannot run away from energy law, because at this moment kita memang pakai energy, right? So every energy that we are using, there is a law that regulates that. Okay, so we don't want people to, what do you call it, manipulate or monopolize the situation. If you allow that, then chaos will occur, as I already mentioned. Okay, that is the aim, or the learning outcome that you should expect from this paper. Then we have the description of the paper. Here, the course introduce you all to the fundamentals of energy law, which is to investigate the development and implementation of energy law in Malaysia. Because you need to know what is happening, right? So if someone is to ask you about energy law, you should be able to give them some background or some information, yeah, about what is happening, and you use the information in order for you to establish your importance whenever you are out there in the market. So it is about selling yourself. So if you want to sell yourself to your employer, or you want to create a business opportunity, doing your own practice in this area, energy law, it is good for you to have that, because it is an advantage that you can tell your employer, I learned about energy law, I have information about energy law, and if you were to create one department or one section that concentrate on the advice, on the advisory capacity, or legal, legal consultant on energy law, which is something that is beneficial for you. Alang-alang kita belajar, might as well you get some benefit, not only knowledge but monetary wise, because bottom line, whatever we do, it is all about money, right? So hopefully this would this knowledge could bring you some lot of money, right? Kejap. So you can stop me, you know me, you can stop me at any time to ask me of anything. Don't be a person yang, silent. If you have any question, you just ask me. Now, not only Malaysia, we will go elsewhere in the world in order, because energy law elsewhere in the world is expanding, as I already mentioned, and it is very, very fast development. So we are in Malaysia catching up, because for us, we are more towards the what do you call it, normal energy, what do you call supply, but overseas they are looking at renewable energy. So if you are talking about renewable energy, there are many variants of energy that we have to look into. And then so we are looking at the creation, the enforcement and compliance of law. So as I already mentioned, law is everything. Law have to be there in relation to the energy use. Whatever energy use that is being utilized by anyone, the law has to be there in order to for us to look at the creation, the enforcement and compliance. The course deal with specifically with the importance of energy law in relation to the use and taxation of energy. So how energy is being used. So we have to look at the sources of energy. And once we look at the sources, and we will have to look at the activity that involved with the sources itself. So for example, you got the solar energy. So that solar energy is utilizing sun. So how do you regulate people who wants to utilize solar? So it is not simply buying a solar panel and then utilizing it. So it has to be regulated. The material that is involved, the activity that is going to be involved, all these are to be regulated. If you don't regulate, then chances are that maybe there might not be an issue, but you have to have some standard. If you are unable to control certain activities, there is bound to be a problem. So don't let the court system have to settle with problems. They are by themselves enough. They had so many cases for them to handle. So our task is to be a preemptive punya mode, to look at the problem before it comes, before it's it arises. So then we have to understand the problem. Okay, so how do you identify what is it a problem? It is a problem if we don't look at it. It is not going to be a problem if we understand the situation in order for us to anticipate some kind of problem that might arise. So by knowing things, it is good for us to to handle. Yeah? Then if you are with the government, obviously this is an area that we have to understand uh, how it impacts the society and how for you to be able to assist the government into regulating energy. Yeah? So we are looking at the renewable and non-renewable energy, and we will be looking at case law. Hopefully, if there is any, I would think that we have to go to international level in order for us to look at how the international platform, so landscape, the international landscape is looking at the problem. And then we look at statutes, yeah, and rules and regulation that we create in order for us to regulate energy use. Okay. Furthermore, the course will also explore energy policy. We are looking at the core thing is policy. Just now we are looking at law in terms of statute, rules, and regulation, right? So here we are going one step up in order for us to look at the policy that is being introduced by the government or any other government around the world with the perspective of energy. So normally the policy will come first, and then they will have the downstream of policy will be a statute, and then we have rules and regulation, and then we have the court system to handle cases with regards to that. Okay, so the aim is to expose you to the impact of energy law on both local and international relation to achieve a true, in order for us to achieve the true sustainability and to the environment, economic and social factors. Okay, it is all about sustainability of us to understand the energy. Yeah, it is important for us to know that because it impacts to the environment, economic, and social. Okay lah. With all energy, we are looking at how it impacts the environment, impact whether if you look elsewhere in the world, countries are fighting, yeah, for the resources. Uh, it is about who is able to control the most first of that resources. Now they have water wars. Yeah, we are going into a situation that you have to fight for the water. Why? Because water is the one that is able to give you development of the society. You win or break the society because of water, and then because of water also you need they have to curtail the water in order for them to build dams. Why? Not only for the usage of agriculture purposes, but also for the main thing is energy. So it is economic value, and then we're looking at the social factors. Social factors because society, how society is going to be impacted with the energy. So, for example, Malaysia, we wanted to go into nuclear. There was a move. Actually, it is uh, ongoing thing lah. It is not. It's open secret lah, that we are venturing into nuclear, and obviously they are trying to locate either inland or near the water, right? Obviously nuclear, they need water, right? So either deep inside the jungle, or maybe at the pesisiran pantai somewhere. It is ongoing because we have a energy deficit, because energy is in so much demand that the government is so worried. We don't want to utilize the, what they call it, to go against the going against the international move towards reducing the non-renewable resources that we have. So we do have lots of rivers. we don't have wind, you know. One is being installed in Lumut, if I'm not mistaken, or one of the island, yeah. But it fails because we don't have wind, and then wave. We don't have big wave, so we are limited in our resources. So whatever decision that the government create in terms of policy, in terms of the creation of law, is going to have an impact to the social factors. Okay, that is just a description of the paper. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, clear. So basically, it's just an introduction and understanding of what energy law is. So we have like 7 topics that we need to cover, and kalau 7 times 2 is 14 weeks lah. We are going to look at the fundamentals of energy law, where we are going to learn about the syllabus and so on, uh, which is today actually. And then we are going to look at the definition, yeah, of because the first thing that we need to do is to define. In order for us to understand anything, is all about definition. Once we understand the definition, then it should not be of any issues later on when we go deeper. Okay, when we jump, we have to define the place that we need to jump. Okay, whether it is on a hill or inside a pool of water. Next, we are going to look at the framework. What is the framework? Maybe some of you might be first hearing about framework. Framework is whereby you just imagine a frame, a picture frame. Yeah. So if you look at the picture, obviously there is a frame. So here we have to look at the frame of energy law. So if you are talking about the subject matter of energy law, what is the framework? What would be the content, yeah, of energy law? So if you're looking at the picture would be the energy law. Yeah. So it must be confined towards the framework. So that is what we call framework. Yeah? So we are looking at the concept. Yeah? In order for us to understand something, we have to look at the concept of the subject matter. So we are looking at the concept or within the framework. Yeah? So at least we know everything about it. What is the concept? So what is the concept? We are looking about regulation. We are talking about law. We are looking at the energy law, why they are important, and then we are going to look at current issues and discussion with regards to the conceptual framework. Once we understand the concept, just now topic 1 is about definition. Topic 2 is about understanding the concept. Right. Once we understand the concept, let's go deeper in looking at the third chapter or third topic would be theoretical framework. Now we have another framework within the conceptual. It might be lying on top of the other. We have energy law, we have the conceptual, we also have the theoretical. What do you mean by theoretical? What theories that is involved when it comes to energy law? Why is it important for us to understand the theoretical framework? Say, for example, the principle or the theories that is being created in order for us to move forward. We cannot go forward without understanding the theoretical framework. Just like for you guys, every one of you have done Juris 1, right? Juris 1 is very important because you cannot understand the law without understanding why you have to study law in the first place, right? By right, for me, Juris should be the first semester in order for you to, get things right, in order to understand why you have to learn all the papers that you have learned so far. That is theoretical framework. Then we move to the highest level of the what do you call it, of understanding, which is policy. We are looking at policy over the subject matter of energy law, either from local, from Malaysia, or from elsewhere. Here we're looking at international or what is the current standard of international framework or international policy that, say for example, United Nations, the agreement, the convention, and things like that. So that is with regards to policy. And then we are going to go into our country in looking at the energy law within Malaysia itself. So we have to explore what are the laws concerning energy law in Malaysia. Okay, types of law. We look at how energy law fits with other laws. You know, that relationship within energy law with other laws. Okay, and then we are going to look into current issues and discussions over energy law in Malaysia. Next topic is we go abroad, we go international, we look at how international situation in terms of energy law. Why, what is international law? Why international law is important? You know, how does that relate to the energy law of us that we have in our society today? And then the last topic is to look at certain area of conflicts within the issue or subject matter of energy law. Okay, what are the nature of conflict concerning energy law? The legal system deals with arising conflicts of energy law. Anything that is related to the problems of energy law. Teaching, any issues on that topic so far? Yeah, I created in question marks in order for us to start off with questions. I like questions to put up questions in order for us to find answers. So rather than giving you some some statement of the area that we are going to cover, uh, we I just create a situation of questions in order for us to find the answers. Now, teaching methodologies, obviously, case studies, discussion, inquiry based. So you are, because for your information, this is a non-final paper. So this is 100%, what do you call it? We don't have final examination for this. This is 100% based on what do you call it? Continuous assessment. And because of that, there could be problem-based learning, inquiry-based learning, because you are to do your inquiry. I give you a problem, you go out with your friends that we establish later on in order for you to do. Maybe in group of 2, and then upgraded to group of 3, and then group project of a group of 5. So because there is no final, so you are looking at more what do you call it? You have to do a lot of work in order for us to justify that. Okay, this is what you are interested in, obviously, right? Assessment is 100% continuous. There is no final. It will be divided into 4 categories. 25 each task. Yeah, each task is 25%. Sorry, sekejap . Alright, okay. So looking at the assessment, we have 4, 25% each. Right? We have assignment, 2 assignment, and 2 group project. Each one is 20%. 20%, 20 marks, sorry, 20 marks, 25%. So we have 25% times 4 is 100%. Okay, you have 2 group project and 2 assignment. Text, I have this a few texts. I've tried to get hold of these 2. Actually, I yang letak benda ni. I thought I got the soft copy of the what do you call it, the book, but I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. I only have these three. The third one, Hasib Ansari. I will be giving you the book, and obviously this is another one top area that you can find it online. But I will pass you the link in order for you to get some information about this. This is a online publication. It's not actually produced by book. It's so costly. It's like few thousand ringgit. Uh, that is the text, and then references, other references. I did not put that other references, but references in terms of the policy, yeah, the statute, and then the what you call it, the commission that is being created by the government in order for them to control energy, and then we have regulations, yeah. So all these are here. I don't expect you to go through, but we might be able to what you call it, uh, look at them one by one, touch and go sort of things. And then I've given you that link in order for you to copy, and I don't know whether you can do that. Okay, yeah. So this is a paper about that. Okay, so all you need to do is just copy and go for the to the link. Okay, the rest is just the normal lah, Mohe requirement. All right. Do you have any questions that you want to ask?
No, sir. So far, good.
So far so good, eh? Okay, good. All right. Let's
Sir,
look at, yeah, good.
Okay, sir, ada statutes tak yang kita kena prepare untuk di subject?
Statute semua dah ada kat sini. Everything is here.
Okay.
You don't worry about buying statute. Don't buy.
Okay, sir.
If it's online, we are the cheapo type of. I'm the cheapo type. If there is knowledge is everywhere, it's just a matter of us getting it, right? So I don't believe in buying, because our library pun dah, we are trying to dismantle our library. There is like a few hundred books lah, letih nak simpan. It collects dust. So kita ni technology, so we open up. Say for example, we look at ambil PDA. You look at PDA is Petroleum Development Act. So you just link dah ada. So you just open it up. Okay. So if you have the question of energy, saja lah. So you just Control F, and then we look at the energy or anything that is being mentioned. So if you are talking about the Prime Minister, okay, so PDA is very powerful act that is giving 100% authority to the Prime Minister. And there is a commission that is within the PDA, or in other words, Petronas is being controlled by the Prime Minister. Yeah, so he is a very powerful person. He is controlling billions of money. Yeah, Petronas is one of the biggest company in the world, and itu cuma Petronas. You're talking about the whole subsidiaries of Petronas, MISC. There are so many companies that is within the what do you call it, the framework of Petronas, right? So just giving you a bird's eye view lah sebelum kita masuk. If you are looking at the commission, where does they get their power? Which law that allows them, and then under the commission that is being created, how far that they can enforce their the delegated legislation situation. So we're looking at power control. Okay, in terms of energy, law is about power, right? So if you're looking about the power, how this power is being regulated, okay, up from the policy, it goes down to the parliament coming out with statute, and then it goes down to the particular law or statute, and then we look at who is being empowered under that law, and it goes down, trickle down. We have to understand the whole structure in order for us to really get the bird's eye view. Because whenever you talk about energy with anyone, we have the first question that we have to ask is what authority that you have. Anyone who comes to you that say that you are not supposed to do anything with regards to energy, your first question will be, what is your authority? Okay, under what law, under what regulation, under what rules that you are to say that you have the authority to ask me to do something or not to do something, right? If the telecom people come, sorry, telecom, like Tenaga Nasional people come and then they say they want to do certain things, the first thing that you want to ask, under what authority that you have to do this particular act or not, or saying or not allowing me to do certain act. Say for example, you nak sambung electric, nak bypass and certain things. They want to regulate your activity. So what rights? What are your duties? What are their duties? Law is about duty and rights, right? So we are looking at the government or the anyone, yeah, for that matter, under what authority that they have, yeah, to regulate or to control, and what is their duty towards us. Okay, they cannot just simply that this is my right without having duties. Everyone who says that they have rights, they have also duties. Okay? So that is what we are going to do. Good question. Anyone else? Ada soalan? Good. So link dah ada. You don't have to buy. I will give you the text, the references for the statute, semua dah ada, right? Just cut and paste. Question so far? Kat page 10 lah. Tak ada. Alright. Kalau tak ada, we look at the kerja lah nak kena buat. Okay. Let's look at the work that we have to do. Mana dia? Where did I put it? Sekejap eh. You all terpaksa lah ambil paper ni, bukannya kata you all saja nak ambil. Buka mana dia? Buka Docs. Oh, there you are. Okay, I prepared this, and this is actually the task with regards to what you need to do. You have to start, I think kita kena start sekarang lah, because kita semua kerja sampai final, you tak ada final, right? So don't worry, I'll be giving everything dekat group nanti. The group dah ada dah. Siapa kita punya ni? Mana tadi? Oh, energy. Okay, dah ada dah. Right. Can I give you this? So, right. Dapat tak dokumen?
Dapat saya.
Okay. Sekarang kita tengok continuous assessment. For those yang tak nampak, we have to look at the thing that we need to do. Now, as I already mentioned, kita ada 4, right? So 25 each, so 100%. So let's look at the assignment number 1. Assignment number 1 is about analytical skills that you have to develop in order for you to understand something. So here the question is why energy law is important towards human development. So you have to come up with an assignment, a report. It's not a report, assignment. So you have to refer to these 2 articles. Link dah ada kat sini. And you are to provide the credible answer by looking at the proof. That from these 2 articles, you can go and look elsewhere in order for you to get understanding. These two articles talks about energy law, right? And you are to answer why energy law is important, okay, to human development. In that you have to create a assignment which is 1,200 1,500 words. Okay, submission is week 3. Yeah, so week 1, so you have another 2 weeks. End of week 3, you are to submit, and by looking at these 2 articles. So you open it up. Don't kata, ya Allah, aku tak belajar apa-apa ni. Don't worry, it is about us jumping into the water straight away. You don't have to like habiskan semua yang kita belajar only that you bagi assignment. No, it doesn't work in that nature lah. I believe that we have to go and kalau nak belajar tu tak boleh nak kata kita belajar teori je, kita terus masuk ke practical. You have to be in the water. So I already created these 2 not created lah, this exercise which is this assessment, and you are to submit. There is a turn it in punya report. Cut and paste tak mau, kita akan ada 10% minimum similarity, and then group of 2 members. So this is a small group, comprises is not an individual. I don't like individual work whereby kadang-kadang kita ni nak start something yang kita tak tahu kan. So at least 2 orang. Rasulullah pun kalau dia nak hantar orang pergi to do anything, dia akan hantar 2 orang. So at least you can check and balance. You can discuss and things like that. So you have to create a member of 2 to comply with the first assignment, which is an analytical punya form. You are to submit using UFuture. Somehow or other, I am not able to access UFuture for this particular code. I don't know why. I need to verify with the with the INET or ISAP in order for me to get information about why it is not appearing. Boleh nampak tak ada kat UFuture? Your paper untuk 692 ni. Ada tak dia appearing? Ada pernah yang masuk dalam 692? Itu pun yang nak kena buat entry exit. Oh, dah problem.
Boleh buka error.
Error ni macam I duk tengok ni. Semalam lagi I duk perhati, dah tak dapat pula. So we are relying on a system that is daripada dulu lagi tak stable, tapi tak apalah, give them. Kalau kita tak pakai, there is not going to be improvement. So kalau kita pressure to utilize it, and hopefully insyaAllah okay, so that is the first task. Kita tunggu benda tu buka. Simple. So your task is to form a group of 2. So can you put in 1, 2, 3, sort of thing. For assignment, tolong letak situ assignment 1. Okay, assignment 1.
Sir,
Ya.
kalau ada lebih seorang dia a group of 3 ke buat seorang?
Kita tengok the list kan. I tak dapat list ni, Imat dia mana ni. Saya akan buatkan. So he is creating a list of students. Nanti daripada situ kita tengok the number of student dalam group kita. So kita ada 2 group. I'm thinking of 25 times 2. Sebab maximum for a paper is 25 kan. So kalau 25 mesti ada seorang yang tertinggal. Only yang tertinggal sahaja yang boleh buat group of 3. Ya, jangan by default you start off with 3 assumption. No, doesn't work like that. So buat a group of 2. Dia tak keluar lagi lah. 6 and 2. Sekejap 6 and 2. Itulah I resolve benda ni dengan dia orang. So that is the first task. What you need to do is within the WhatsApp, in order for us to do that, you have to create lah energy law. You buat list So you pilih lah antara you all siapa yang nak jadi member to look at this task. Okay.
Teacher, I have a question. Boleh campur A, B ataupun we need to choose only from our tutorial class?
Takut nanti apa problem cross nanti apa. Tak tahu lah, you rasa I think I stick dengan ni lah, nanti susah nak maintain. So A and B. Boleh? Saya kejap. You all nak macam mana? Sebab ni submission kan. Kalau submission tak apalah. I'm okay with cross group because ini task dia one off. Okay, dia tak ada continuation. Okay, so ni one off. You can I am allowing you to cross group. So we have 50 of us, insyaAllah. So that you can choose out of 50. Right. Second would be nampak tak ni? You ada copy kan? I dah bagi dah kan? So the second assignment is a theoretical punya assignment. We are not looking at analytical, we are looking at theory. So under the article, under this second article, if I'm not mistaken, it is mentioned about principles of energy law. So here there are several principles that I want you to create groups in order for you to tackle that. So 7 group, kita ada 14 kan? Kita ada 25 orang, 7, 14, 21. So a group of 7 group, 7 group comprising of 3 members. So 7, 14, 21 kan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. 3 orang tu mungkin, and 3 of the groups of the 7 might have more than 3. So they might have 4. Jangan buat that particular group ada 5 just because kita ada 25 orang. Okay, so this is the second task. You are to submit your assignment. The submission date is on week 5, and once you submit, there would be a presentation. So 10 marks for your submission, 10 marks for your presentation. Sometimes some people prepare your materials and they might manage to get turn it in lower than 10%, but the understanding is not there. So you're going to do your presentation in our tutorial in order for us to get in order for me to evaluate whether you understand the topic that you have given. Okay, submission obviously also in the future in order for me to monitor and track. Then the presentation, obviously you have to do a presentation online, and then with the presentation every week, everyone has to attend in order for you to gain. Now this so-called presentation is not for me to evaluate the group understanding. It is about you, the rest of the group, members, group members, to learn something that is you don't need to learn, because somebody is going to learn it for you. So say for example, group 1, they are going to cover the principle of national resource sovereignty. Okay, this is the area given to group 1. However, the group 2 to 7, they are going to concentrate on their own. So group 2 and 7, they are going to gain some insight about the principle of national resource sovereignty from group 1. So anticipate, or I expect you to ask them questions, because without asking them questions, knowledge is not going to be there. So you have members have to participate in gathering the information, understanding. Okay, that is assessment number 2. Assessment number 3 is a group project, project study and presentation. This is your research, the research that you have to do, and it is in a group of 5 members. Okay, kalau kita ada 25 orang, it will be 5 groups. Okay, what you are going to do is to present. You have to present, okay, your proposal, meaning you are to do any topic, a study on any topic of your choice. So you nak kata renewable energy in terms of wind, application in Malaysia, the feasibility studies and things like that. So that it might be one topic or topic of your choice. The problem of price of electricity in Malaysia as compared to Singapore and other countries. It's a simple, not to say simple lah. It is an in-depth study, but only on the surface lah. Kita tak go deeper macam you buat LRM tu kan. Buat your ni. Dia dah belajar kan you punya your what do you call it? What paper that you did untuk buat your thesis, dissertation apa nama paper tu? Yang you dah belajar, yang you buat thesis tu. Thesis pula.
Is it FYP, sir? Final year project?
Yes. I'm talking about FYP. So here is a mini FYP where you are to propose your area of study that you want to do, and then you are to report back, progress report about what is happening on week 7 and 8. You do your presentation, and then submission of your final report is on week 9 and 10. This is in terms of presentation. Okay, so that is the task for assessment number 3. So assessment number 4, in line with assessment number 3, which is group project 2. So this is report writing. Report writing where you summarize everything that you have done under group project number 1. You just compile and put it under an article. I want you to be able to come up with an article to summarize your findings in order for it to be published. So maybe later on when it is being published, you can put it in your resume saying that this is my outcome or publication that you have managed to did while you are doing this paper. So maybe you put it under your resume lah, saying that you have done this, and hopefully if it's good enough, then we will be I will try to help you to do your presentation in terms of any seminars or conference, whatever it takes in order for you to get to share your knowledge or findings with the society, with all other academicians lah, kalau people out there. All right, because this is a new area, obviously everything is new. So let us explore. So in order for you to do this, I have already given you a link. You can have a look at that. Dia link dia macam ni lah, right? So this is the production. You have to produce this. You start off with the format. Now I'm giving you a format of how it is being done. So people have done research. They under assessment number 3 kan tadi. Kalau you buat group project number 1. So all these are the information that you gather and then put it in writing. So it comprises of introduction, and then it goes down to literature review, the things that you have covered in order for you to understand the subject matter or the problem that you want to raise, the methodology that you apply in order for you to, it can be doctrinal, it can be what do you call it, kat sini yang kata apa, it can be, mana letak project 3, oh tak ada. So it can be whatever form lah in terms of your research that you conducted. I think I put it here. So doctrinal, qualitative or quantitative statistics ke pula. Qualitative or quantitative is up to you. So you nak buat survey, you nak buat questionnaires, you buat session that you want to conduct interview with someone of authority in terms of the area that you want to study. So you maybe want to contact Tenaga Nasional people, say for example, if you are doing with regards to tarif, you want to talk to somebody in the ministry or somebody in the industry, so you can contact them. If you want to do renewable, then you can contact those people from the industry in order for you to get some input. So that is within your report, and you come up with the methodology. You say that you similar to what this might be scientific, but you can put in anything that is relevant to you, to your research, and then the what they call it, the conclusion and recommendation. What is the findings? Kat sini tak ada finding, mana dia? Result and discussion. So tak nampak mungkin. Okay, you have to give your result from your research that you have conducted, and then you are to give your conclusion. Okay, so in order for you to do this, I'm giving you 1 whole semester in order for you to gather all the information and compile it in a form of article for hopefully publication lah. I'll try to submit it and get yourself acknowledged from the effort that you put in. Yalah, kita buat something, kadang-kadang kita buat assignment is just for the sake of assignment, for the sake of evaluation by the lecturer, but tak ada recognition that kita nak juga work that is able to be shared with other people, and you get named, you get some recognition from that. Okay, that is the 4 assessment that might be the one that you have to go through lah. Any questions so far? And that I told you in the beginning, kita ada, the first part is looking at my background, and the second part is about the paper, right? So one most important thing about the paper is to get yourself be aware of the assessment method. So since it is non-final, so obviously everything has to be done in terms of the before final. I don't want to interfere with towards your final, because that final obviously banyak benda yang nak kena siapkan, finals tak mau lagi. So I'm hoping that we are able to complete the whole task before week 14. Week 12 ni dah habis. Okay, submission week 12 done. Everything is done before that. Questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Nanti you will provide us lecture slides ke? Or memang depends on the material yang you give, such as the book and statistics?
Obviously lecture. Obviously kita akan buat lecture based on the what you call it, the syllabus lah. Okay. So macam ni, obviously every component of the topic that is mentioned here, I will give lecture lah. Macam biasa, you know. We macam hari ni, next week kita start off with topic 1. Okay, cover and complete topic 1. So the third week kita dah start dengan conceptual framework. So progress macam biasa. So what you were asking just now is about slide kan. So I will give you lesson plan, which I have I have not giving you yet. I give you the lesson plan about this topic, kat mana kita nak refer, slide mana, I nak bagi slide ke, tak bagi slide ke, I nak bagi artikel ke, for you to read first in order for you to prepare yourself to come to class. Okay, so that is the mode lah. For I bagi video ke, I can create a video, a simple video before class, and then we come in for the discussion. I might give tiga, video pun I bagi slide, and then on top of that I bagi article for you to expose yourself with the topic, and you come equipped to class, and we can start the discussion. Now I don't want it to be because this is the first group yang kita nak buat macam ni kan, kita nak buat this paper. I'm hoping that it is two-way punya situation where we have more interaction rather than I come to lecture and then I give you the lecture and then that's it. It is about a discussion. Now, upon saying that doesn't mean that I know everything about energy law. This is something of a new topic, as I already mentioned to you. My area of knowledge, as I already mentioned to you, ilmu Allah ni terlampau besar, right? There are areas that I have no idea what is happening. Doesn't mean that I'm here, I'm declaring that I know everything. Okay, so it is not fair for you to expect something out of that. So look at me as a person that is also studying, also learning about the area of energy law. So let us go and understand this area together, and hopefully it's a win-win situation. We are to help each other to understand better about this particular area. Boleh? That is the mode lah. So therefore, more of a discussion, and then we go online, and then we discover things, and we want to question things. Those are the things that we have to do lah. It is more relaxed, not a one-way punya communication. Boleh guys?
Okay, faham sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Alright. Any other questions? I think we are ending our session lah. Towards the end of our session. Do you have any question that you want to ask? Please ask.
Sir?
Yeah.
We will be
Haris,
able to access the Gmeet recordings as well?
Macam mana?
Can you record the lecture sessions, right?
Yeah.
So can we access it as well?
Yes. Obviously. What's the point of recording if I don't share with you guys? I will be uploading it into my YouTube channel, and restricted of course lah. Yeah. And the link I will pass it over to you guys, and for you to just click and tengok dekat YouTube, you just jump to the area that you want to find lah, ataupun you want to view. Don't worry about that. Every lecture is being recorded, and hopefully there is a mini like 10 minutes or 5 minutes punya introduction of the topic. So a summary of the topic. Then once we meet and we are able to like engage in a discussion manner. Okay. First I will give pre-recording, pre-lecture, and then during the lecture I will discuss the area by virtue of the slides, the information from the slide, and then from there we can engage in discussions. I would like that to happen lah. Okay, yang letih ni doing utilizing online discussion, I cannot see your face, right? I don't know what are you doing right now. Tengah makan ke, tak apalah, tak kisahlah. Tengah tidur ke, tengah main game ke,
itu sangka buruk lah, which I don't think any one of you are doing that. But since kita tak ada face to face kan, I have no ability to look at your face to evaluate whether you understand or not, ataupun a discussion yang kita ada is better face to face. However, I'm expecting that kita ada more better communication lah, two-way communication, that you ask question. It can be anything, yeah, it can be anything. And I'm saying this right now, I'm not saying that I'm able to answer. Hopefully if I cannot answer, I will get back to you, yeah, with regards to that area. Ataupun kita check bersama, we can go online, go to a site that we can find out questions ataupun answers on that. Boleh tak guys?
Boleh sir.
Right, questions? So video, pre-video akan bagi, recording of the video akan bagi link, the materials akan bagi either in the form of slide, in terms of articles, in terms of apa lagi? In terms of the text, ya, akan bagi semua. So and then lesson plan tu lah, you start dengan lesson plan. Tapi lesson plan tu untuk kita punya lecture. So you know where is the direction, what materials that you need to prepare yourself in order for you to understand the, what they call it, the topic that we are going to cover at that week. But other information yang I bagi, it is not limited because your task is being given right now kan. So I dah bagi task you nampak deadline yang kita kena submit, right? You are to submit, you are to do whatever you need to do to comply with the requirement. So everything is up to you, yeah. So you can utilize the mass media in order for you to gather all the information to complete your task. Questions? Ada? Ada tak ada?
Tak ada.
Kalau tak ada, okay. Kalau tak ada, then I think that's it for today. So we will start. Tutorial tak ada lagi, tapi I akan pakai kot mungkin the tutorial punya session in order for us to untuk kita cukupkan kita punya presentation punya ke presentation kadang-kadang it takes time kan. So hutang yang dua jam ataupun sejam today will be carry forward for later. And other than that, I rasa dah covered lah semua. Okay, task you all hutang I ialah to form the groups, ya. Group untuk assignment 1, group untuk assignment 2, group untuk project. So project ada 5 members, so that 5 members tu kena establish. Then you have to start tulis, discuss and put it in the WhatsApp. So at least I know. Ataupun kita masuk dalam future boleh kan, you can create that group punya session. So kalau tak ada apa-apa, I think that's it lah for today. Yeah guys. Any other questions that you want to ask?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. So thank you so much for coming for today's session, yeah. Hopefully kalau you have any problem, you just WhatsApp, utilizing the group WhatsApp. So I ni jenis tak tengok juga WhatsApp kadang-kadang I'll be including my wife number. Can you siapa nama Syafiqah? Syafiqah tolong add my wife punya number because she will monitor any questions. She will trigger lah. Dia kata yang ada student tanya soalan and things like that. Otherwise I will not. You ada her number?
That one I tak ada.
Tak ada. Can you jot this down?
Wait Okay.
010
010
400
400
2981.
2981.
Yeah.
010-400-2981.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So she will be our macam my secretary lah. Alright. So with that, thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day ahead. InsyaAllah. You have other papers juga. Pak Sik ada berapa paper nak kena ambil? 7 paper
Yes.
Okay, banyak So tak apa. It makes you better, insyaAllah. So Assalamualaikum. Thank you so much. I will pass you the recording.
Waalaikumsalam, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum. Everyone has to leave in order for me to make sure that the recording is completed.